My fellow South Africans, let me start this morning by expressing my absolute condemnation of the violent attack on motorists by members of the ANC's VIP Protection Force. Many of us have seen the horrific video by now, showing a gang of heavily armed men assaulting helpless citizens. Now let's be clear about one thing. What we see in that video represents exactly what the ANC really thinks of the people of South Africa. We, all the people of South Africa, are the ones down on the ground. And the ANC are the thugs masquerading as a government, stomping on our necks. And this is why the topic of my address this morning is so fundamentally important. Because the Moonshot pact is aimed at forming a strong, united opposition, providing a way for us to break free from the abuse our country suffers at the hands of the ANC every day. Today, I can provide encouraging feedback. Through hours of open, honest, and respectful discussion, 6 parties have established sufficient common ground to hold a national convention for the Moonshot Pact. These parties are the Democratic Alliance, the IFP, the Freedom Front Plus, Action South Africa, the United Independent Movement, and the Spectrum National Party. The convention will take place on the 16th and 17th of August at the very same venue that hosted the historic CODESA negotiations. The DA is deeply committed to this process, and we believe that this convention will indeed be the most important political conversation to take place in our country since the transition to democracy in 1994. We believe that the outcome could provide opposition voters with something that they've never had before, and that is a credible prospect of victory. If we only have the courage to stand together, I believe that the pact can energize the 13 million voters who are not registered to do so, and give the 14 million people who are registered but failed to vote in 2021 a new reason to vote. Now join me for a moment to just imagine a new cabinet, free from the rotten ANC cadres that have run our country into the ground. A new cabinet comprised of skilled leaders from different opposition parties that represent the full diversity of South Africa, all united in a common purpose. A new government driven not by self-enrichment and corruption, but by an overwhelming desire to serve the people. It's now time for the opposition to govern South Africa side by side. Now, to do so, the pact needs a national majority of 50% plus 1. And the 6 parties that will be around the table collectively achieved around 35% of the vote in 2021. If all members of the pact focus on winning over former ANC supporters and getting disillusioned voters to register and then to turn out in large numbers, we can get to 50%. We can form a new government. And yes, we can rescue South Africa.